Hello and welcome back to Inquisitor Martyr. So now we have sort of met Caius Thorn, the Space Marine, and have cleared out a little bit more of the Martyr, the ship. We leveled up a couple times, so we're gonna look at that quick and go through my gear. Yeah, if you look, sometimes the textures don't load for some reason. I don't know, more glitches, honestly. This game's really big on being kind of glitchy. I mean, before this new update had dropped, I never had this experience or had this happen before, and now it's happening. I don't really know what I want to build out this character with yet. A single DPS is probably a good start. I don't care about suppression damage. Target bonus for single target skills. Yeah, we'll go with that, because that'll give me 10% bonus damage and suppression for single target skills against enemies below 30% HP, so guys who are already softened up a good amount will take a lot more damage. Now we go to Madness Incarnated. I've reached the control room, but now I must survive the coming onslaught of the feral heretics and their champions. I must defend the control room until we can disable the teleport jammer. And standing in the middle there is our Space Marine and a couple Imperial Guardsmen.
Ready to fight!
Let's see what my attacks are quick, just so I know. Okay, that one I think bounces. I can just spin to win. All doable.
Welcome to the Martyr, Inquisitor. Not exactly the army I imagined, but reinforcements at last.
So you do realize now that I don't belong to your expedition?
I do, and I regret the confusion. We were not expecting any guests on this Emperor-forsaken wreck. And first I thought that you must belong to Klosterheim's retinue. That fool brought a whole army of busybodies and interrogators with him.
You must tell me everything about this man, his expedition, and the Martyr. But first, I'll disable the teleport jammer.
The cogitator that overrides the jammer is 2 hallways away, and the whole control deck is swarming with feral tribes. Why do you think I'm stuck in this hole? They're keeping us pinned down in here.
Time to turn the tide together, Sergeant. Now,
Well, at least we
not
get
a good time.
to hear Thorn's voice for once. Kinda sucks that everybody else isn't working, but whatever.
Eradicated.
Oh, another thing is weapons have actual ammo, so you have to be concerned with that, which is, I think, pretty cool. Makes it so you can't just run, gun, and be an idiot.
Well then, that was a pleasant warm-up, wasn't it? But Inquisitor, I'm sure they will drag their filthy guard here to help them out.
They're what?
We interrogated some of these tribesmen. They are all descendants of the original crew. Anyway, during centuries of drifting through the void, one of their generations forgot about our holy emperor and found new things to worship.
And what would this god be?
Madness incarnated, they call it. It could be anything, if you ask me, but nothing good. Ready to fight.
I'm in the middle of something. Later.
Slap a minefield. Slap a turret. Plot you right there.
Pain is salvation.
New Signum, that might be a good replacement for what I have.
Pain is salvation. Loading. Purified.
Alright, let all the toxic entities group up.
Purged.
And clear. I could honestly be a little sloppy with this fight just because these guys are pretty flimsy. I'm also not... I should probably switch this to challenge mode. No, I think I left it on story, so I can't change
I
it.
wish my brothers were here to hear this canticle of death.
Talking about brothers, which chapter do you belong to? I'm not familiar with this iconography.
I am Sergeant Caius Thorn of the Stormwatcher Space Marines.
Explain. I don't know that chapter.
I would be truly disappointed if you did. Our existence is secret, our numbers are few, and our burden is terrible. We are the Watchers in the shadows, but rest assured, we are the sanctioned blades of the Calgary Conclave.
Doing what exactly?
Dying gloriously during classified inquisitorial missions. Could we talk about this later? Ready to fight.
Not now.
It's kind of weird that the Inquisition has their own little Space Marine chapter.
I
said charge!
Mostly because they can just conscript anybody they want anytime. And the Grey Knights exist, but they probably can't pull the Grey Knights when they wish. So I believe they operate completely separate. I'll admit, I don't know a ton about the Grey Knights just because
Of heresy.
they have a ton of plot armor and I'm not a fan of that. Anytime you make a faction the bestest Space Marines, it kind of bugs me. Check
Let's
this quick.
take a look at this cogitator. These records are disturbing. This martyr has a mind of its own. Purified.
Which isn't that surprising because a lot of the machine spirit kind of is a mind of its own. It's just not full-blown like AI, because in the past there were AI robots and they started a war, and so now AI is referred to as abominable intelligence and is outlawed.
Cleansing shots
Though
fired.
some of those robots still exist, it's just extremely rare, and if found out, they'd be destroyed.
You are truly doing the Emperor's work, Inquisitor. Keep it up. We've crushed their main forces. Let's move out and disable that jammer.
Before their... what? Their god arrives?
Trust me, it is already close. I wonder what it looks like.
After we disable the jammer, we must find Lord Klosterheim.
Oh, yes, that two-faced hypocrite. I have already lost a battle brother because of him, and then he left me down here to die. But now, move! Ready to fight!
Yeah, those turrets did all the work. Or at least a good portion of it. Bam.
Cleansing shots
Aw,
fired.
I was hoping it'd be one shot, not three, but... Might as well clear out everything, because it's loot and XP to kill these guys. That was a big explosion. That kinda hurt.
Oh, traitorous scum! Mockery to your honor! Perish, you filth!
That is a halberd, which is a chaos-corrupted version of a Space Marine dreadnought. Granted, Chaos has normal dreadnoughts as well. This is just its own special thing.
I'm great. I've just killed a hellbrute, a twisted mockery of a Space Marine. Praise the Emperor. I also have an Imperial Space Marine with grievous wounds, and I want to bring him aboard our ship.
Interesting how his leg got ripped off and there's absolutely no blood.
I've disabled the teleport jammer. At least, I hope so.
Inquisitor, are you alright?
I'm fine, Captain. I'm back on your ship, leaving the teleportarium as we speak. I need medical assistance down here for the Space Marine. What is happening to the Martyr?
It's preparing to enter the warp. I thought it was a derelict.
It is derelict, Captain, which seems to attract the attention of both our allies and enemies. The Martyr is a mystery, but it is very much alive.
And your mystery ship is gone. What happens now?
I will notify the Caligari Conclave. Then we will wait and see.
At your command.
And that is how ships enter and leave the warp. Which, it makes sense considering all they're doing is tearing a hole through hell to fly. It's kind of like what Doom does. Or what happens in Doom, but way, way, way worse. Because there's a vast difference between using hell to charge your iPhone and using hell to travel.
Inquisitor, my astropath has sent your audio log to the Caligari Conclave, as you requested.
Let me guess. Another local warp surge manifestation swallowed the message whole.
No, actually. We have received an official follow-up on your report.
That must be a mistake. It's the Imperial bureaucracy. I wasn't expecting to hear from them for a few standard years.
I have no idea what we found out there, but it must be really important. See for yourself.
Inquisitor, we are raising your clearance level. You are henceforth authorized to listen to confidential information without facing immediate excommunication. Your discovery has greatly intrigued the Conclave. You have found a ghost of the past, Inquisitor. The Martyr had strong ties to the Inquisition, and as such, it is very important to us. We all thought that the Fortress Monastery had been destroyed, with the exception of Lord Inquisitor Klosterheim. He dedicated his life to finding the Martyr, only to disappear without a trace. And now, we have proof of both the existence of the Martyr and the whereabouts of Lord Klosterheim. We want answers. Continue this investigation. Evaluate the data. Gather new clues and find the Martyr. Hopefully with Lord Klosterheim on board so he can explain his disappearance. We must remind you that this investigation requires absolute secrecy, and it will be your task, and your task alone.
Our task is to find a ghost ship in the vast expanses of the Imperium. How hard could it be?
The Space Marine I rescued was part of the expedition that found the Martyr somehow. If I can interrogate him, I'm sure he can help us.
That man is in stasis at the moment. He was torn into pieces. Correct me if I'm wrong, but a warrior of the Adeptus Astartes is not a simple mortal we can treat.
Indeed. We need a tech priest with unique skills and knowledge of the genetic material of the Adeptus Astartes. We need a Magos biologist specialist, which could be difficult.
I come from a long line of rogue traders, Inquisitor. I know the secrets of this sector, and I can tell you where to find the tech priest you need. The Merciful Agony is a hospital fortress in the Chernobog system. It's also a secret research station of the Adeptus Mechanicus. You'll find a Magos biologist there.
Alright. The cage. The clues I have discovered indicate the machine spirit of the Martyr, which inhabits the fortress monastery and controls all systems and machinery on the decks, has probably gone mad, possibly during a warp incident, and it has been displaying paranoid tendencies for a long time now. It locked down the Martyr completely and trying to destroy approaching vessels to protect itself for unclear reasons. The abandoned Colossus. I can conclude at this point that the abandoned fortress monastery which the cryptic distress signal came from is called Martyr, and that it entered the Caligari sector roughly 5,000 years ago after the Imperial Civil War called the Age of Apostasy. The Martyr was commandeered by an Inquisitor named Uther Tiberius, who had a very clear purpose for traveling here, and some of the members of his retinue had reasons to worry about his intentions. What exactly happened during the subsequent 5,000 years is unclear. At some point, the Martyr must have disappeared in the warp, and it was spat out by a recent warp surge in the system, already infested by the bile of Nurgle. More unlocks, yay! Man, it's really empty in here. Is there anything I can equip? Please. Not using an auto pistol. Swap that out quick. Shotgun would be nice, but kind of moot. Don't need it, don't need it. No, I'm not using another two-handed sword. Alright, we got a bunch of crap to sell. And we're done. Neat. Anything worthwhile? I mean, that would be cool, because I believe those are all... yeah. All toxin related. Yeah, I think I'll probably use a Carthian sword and then a needler rifle when I can get it. Because that should give me a good amount of survivability and damage, especially damage, because I'll be able to use all of a good amount of the damage over time tree. What can we do with DPS? Not going to use kinetic transfer, that's kind of a waste. With single target skills against stationary targets, that's fine. Single target skills. Start going into this tree. Oh, I have none left, okay. Yeah, because I'd probably go that doesn't really... It's not really useful, but I'll still go into it so I can get into there. That'll be really useful. Probably have to go in here. In the end, I can probably find a way to apply bleed on crit. And when I do, I'll be able to do a lot of damage. But let's go to our next location. There's the Tech Priest. Well, Tech Adept. He didn't... The lore is he didn't become a Tech Priest. That's the Merciful Agony.
This is Meta-Surgeon Agrippa 723 Theta speaking. How can I assist you, Inquisitor?
I have a Space Marine on my ship with grievous injuries. I need a Magos Biologist immediately.
Your request cannot be granted. I suggest that you seek medical assistance elsewhere.
I'm on a special assignment from the Caligari Conclave. I must insist, Janitor. Don't make me ask
Allow me
twice.
to clarify. The Magos Biologus with the required skill set is unavailable. Current status: assigned to priority level research for atonement and gathering of sacred data.
Where can I find this Magos Biologus? Also, why didn't they clarify that initially?
Our brethren have been studying an epidemic on the St. Abelard relay station. We lost contact with the station recently.
And let's bounce and go kill stuff. St. Abelard relay station. Now we get to travel there. Alright. And I'm actually going to bump up this from the normal story version to extreme difficulty, because then I can get better stuff, get better rewards, and generally just level faster. Plus, honestly, losing a third of my damage doesn't mean a whole lot. And it's better than how it was where I was doing like a level 2 mission at level 6. I've read at St. Abelard to Astropathic Relay Station to find Metarodora Thelema, a skilled Magos Biologus conducting important research into a recent outbreak of a mysterious epidemic. The Void Station is, however, in lockdown, and all communication channels are cut off. We are detecting a strong chaos presence. I'm entering the station to find out the fate of the Magos Biologus. Yay, let's go kill stuff! And that's the other thing, is communication is done psychically. So having like a relay station, there might be an astral choir, which is a group of scions or psychers who they're essentially the local phone booth to communicate to the greater empire itself. Ships will have their own astropath or astropathic choir. They'll have another psyker who can be essentially the pilot through the warp. There's still a very rare chance of someone being born a psyker, which is kind of strange to me that it's such a low chance, but there's so many. But worlds have trillions of people at times, so...
Why would they need the whole team? One sharp blade. That's all it takes to cut out the malignant growth. I'll go in. There are still people on the station. Metrodora Thelema is a sacred priest of the Omnissiah. I believe she can take care of herself.
I'm probably gonna go range with these guys. Yeah. When it's taking this many shots to get a kill, it's better to just hang back.
Target eliminated.
I can't even really push in all too well. That'll help.
Loading.
Hey, attack my holograms. Don't attack me. We'll try just yeeting myself into the fight. That actually worked out pretty well. I just have to open up with a quick launch into a fight, and I just tripped a trap. I'm a dumb man.
Purified.
At least that worked out. They also attack? Because that's pretty sick.
Kiss of death.
Yeah, they do. That's incredibly useful. Yeah, that was a nice hit. I don't know, maybe melee is still a viable tactic when they're 3 levels higher than me. I could have set it higher, but every time I do, I just get flattened.
He's a Space Marine. The legendary defender of the Imperium. It makes him the most important member of Klosterheim's retinue. He must have been Lord Inquisitor, and he could have knowledge of important details.
Ah, they have fart mines.
Yeah, he's a journey.
I did not expect that. Alright, let's just go back to shooting people.
Urged.
If they want to sit here and make it difficult, I'll just shoot them like normal.
I found you guilty of heresy.
Grenade.
Tenzin, shots fired.
That grenade worked really well. I usually avoid using that stuff because I find it to be really crappy. Or I use other things like digital weapons because it boosts my crit chance. I'd rather have just a passive stat boost than
I found you
usually
guilty
the
of
other
heresy.
stuff.
I suspected that much. It was worth a try.
That was a good hit.
What happened to that logbook? It is indeed eradicated.
More lore from a very dead guardsman. And if you didn't read that and want the abbreviated version, I did that again. But what happened was this plague was started through what's called scrap code, so it's essentially just malignant code that ended up causing a lot of data corruption and then caused a disruption of the communications. Hit the tech shrine.
I found you guilty of heresy. Reloading.
Gotta get rid of this Ogren. These other guys are not nearly as much of a threat.
Cleansing shots fired.
They're just gonna keep slowing me down. If I can get rid of the Ogren, then I can clear out the crap a little faster
Kiss of death.
and deal with this Apostle of Nurgle. And he summons more stuff. Neat.
Pain is salvation.
We'll try to get a good charge headshot built up. Did some good damage.
Kiss of death.
Let's go in for melee. And get the rapid fire hits going. I really need to boost my dodge chance. Hit the cogitator.
This is the central cogitator of the station. If this Magos biologist tried to send a report to her superiors, it must be logged here. I missed the Magos biologist on the station. I logged the 3 potential destinations where I could find her. Oh, I hope she's worth all this trouble.
Alright, so now we just have to find the Magos, but I'm gonna quick blitz through here and... Oh, I can't just jump forward. That's good to know. I'm gonna try to blitz through this and find if there's anybody left, because if there is, I'd like to get the XP and possible loot. Because who am I to pass up potential loot? Okay, so we're gonna hang a hard right and then just go straight down. I saw those red dots.
Cleansing shots fired.
Ooh,
There was a protective hex
chest.
in the chest. I must defeat the summoned creature.
The unfortunate part is this is not a very common thing to find. Like, I wish these protective hexed chests were a lot more frequent.
I wonder why this chest was so heavily
I almost feel like this is a I feel like this is almost like a throwback to the original, like, version 1 of this game before they reworked it initially, because I never find those. And I run on my Crusader. I do a ton of stuff now because I beat the story. So I'm running all these challenge modes and stuff, and I can't find anything like that. Which is disappointing, because I'd love to have more of those. I see those all the time in Diablo. Destroy the teleport beacon, because that'll just teleport in more enemies. Which I mean is more guys to kill, but also I don't want to sit around and waste too much time. Switch weapons. Oh. Not gonna let you do your fancy ground slam. Yeah, I think they deal, like, heavily reduced damage, but they're a really good distraction. I mean, if I was gonna ask for something, a distraction is invaluable. Alright, this place is clear. So, that is all for now. If you enjoyed this episode, please make sure to hit the like button. It helps out the channel a lot. If you are new, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.